Welcome to the Fantasy YouTube channel, and thanks for watching. Thanks for clicking. This is going to be a good one. This is a college tennis tournament, an invitational Division I college tennis tournament. It's here at Princeton. Really nice tennis facility there. If you ever get a chance to go there to Princeton, looks like I think it's pretty much brand new. Back here we got the indoor courts. I don't know who these players are. Doesn't really matter. But we're going to take a look at some of their games. And I'm going to give you some insight into how to really analyze tennis. So let's take a look here. Very windy. As you can hear the wind. I'm not sure if it was as windy down there because it is kind of down in a pit. It did seem like it wasn't as windy down there, but very strong wind. I mean, almost as bad as it's going to get. All right, so let's back it up here. It's going to be a second serve. We're not going to get too picky, but just want to kind of look at some of the things here. We have a second serve and see what he chooses to do. It's pretty obvious that he goes to the forehand side, pulls his opponent out wide. Actually, I think that's a pretty good second serve. Because a lot of times, as you'll see, I'm picking on these guys for not going for enough. So he gets a nice third ball. It's kind of tough. Actually, it's kind of tough. It lands in the middle. And if you watch my channel, I encourage players to look for that middle ball to try and do something with it. And he gets him going the other way. And I do want to come back here and really point this out. This is a very tough middle ball. You can see there, even if he chose to go backhand side, to play that up the line, I think that's just a very awkward position. It's hit pretty nicely. So to see him do what he did is pretty impressive. And what he really did is just move the ball to the other side. Just get the ball to the other side and get the other player really moving. You can see really moving from here all the way over to here. And then at that point, it kind of starts a little mini game. He gets another middle ball. It's pretty much a sitter, but it's sliced, no pace on it, in the wind, and he moves him to the other side. Probably about as good as it gets, really. Me personally, the way I play, I probably would have took more risk there. Could have played a drop shot. If you want to talk about really aggressive tennis, he could have played a drop shot there. He could have hit that ball to the corner, but absolutely nothing wrong with that. Pretty much right now we're in a basic move the guy side to side. Then he gets a tough cross-court ball, and he's still trying to move him side to side. You can clearly see that that's the tactic. Now, with that being said, this ball here could have been made. Now, with all the wind and everything, it's really hard to say, but it looks like he went for too much. If the tactic is to just move the guy side to side, he could have just top spin the ball right here. You can see. Give it some air, top spin it just to this target right here. Whoops. And it doesn't look like he did that. You can judge for yourself. It looks like he's really trying to be aggressive. And at that point, it doesn't really matter how aggressive he is with that ball. The other guy's still going to get it. But very nice to see just the very basic side-to-side tactic. Because you'll see a lot of these guys, they'll hit a lot of balls in the middle. So we have first serve here. Okay, again, no reference to what the score is. I don't know what the score is. I don't know where they're at, etc. But it is the next point, and we see first serve. He basically just spins the ball, and it's got a little bit of kick to it. Top spin serve to the backhand. And then it looks like he's kind of picking on the backhand. Gives the guy a middle ball, and you see with off the middle ball, he plays the drop shot. Gets a little lucky there with the miss. And you can see the server, for some reason, decides not to be aggressive at all. Just a kick, I mean, with a little kick to the backhand, and then keep it to the backhand side. All right, here we have a second serve. Let's back up here to the first serve. I really want to point this stuff out too as well, for the reason that, a lot of these guys, they're, these are really good Division I college players, and you'll see they really don't play aggressively with the serve. Not aggressively as they can. Here's a first serve. You can see there he's just spinning it to the middle. It could have been a body serve, but even just his the way he's playing these serves, you can see it's not as intentional as it can get. Here we have a second serve, just going to spin it right in the middle of the box and kind of gets a gimme there. Might have been wind and there. That's a tough ball to go because it doesn't really have much pace on it. Tough ball to go down the line, but more likely than not, we have the wind coming into play. There you can see the facility. Nice little drop volley there. Another little kick to the back, another little kick to the backhand. And he could be doing this because of the conditions, that it's probably really tough to return these serves just in general. And we see another just a random tough rally, kind of keeping things alive. Far player gets a middle ball, goes for it, arguably tries to hit it too hard. In this position here, you have to understand, when you get in this position here, almost in all cases, if he just spins the ball here, he has a huge advantage. It doesn't have to have any pace on it at all. And it looks like he really tried to laser that one. Whoa, check that out. Looks like he was playing around there. I'm not a big fan of this, by the way. Just a little side note. I'm not a big fan of these model overheads. Once in a blue moon do you get a model overhead. You'll feel it. And for that reason, I'm more of a fan of just hit the target. Like there, that's still like a model forehand. It's just too difficult to execute for most people. And like I said, if you get a really easy one, you'll feel it. And it'll be a model, not a forehand, a model overhead. So here we have first serve. Now these guys will do this a lot too. Nice deep ball there. Okay, here he has the middle. Far guy has the middle ball again. Can take control. Here, 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 here. I mean, these are safe. These are safe balls to take control on, especially in the wind. And he goes right back at him. But actually, it does land pretty short. But he's hitting. Look how hard he hits that ball. And this is the thing a lot of people miss. It doesn't. This is not an aggressive shot. It's like the Nadal shot. Top spin the ball here. It doesn't need to be hit super hard. The guy's already going to be in trouble for sure. And for some reason, a lot of these guys, they go for that bullet. Guy easily loops it back, but he gets another middle ball. He gets another middle ball. And then he goes for the drop shot. And he loses the point. That's a tough ball there to make that shot. But I talk about this. It quite possibly could be another thing here. This one here, that volley lob. This is a skill. This is a skill game. And when he gets this position here, this guy disappears. He doesn't exist in that position. He has to, in his mind, he has to disappear, and that ball just has to go back here, draw a line, preferably right here in this box. And if he can do that, that ball's going over his head, and he's not even close. Now, he may have lost strength. He may have lost strength there on that one-handed backhand position. With the conditions and all that, I mean, who knows? And here again, first serve. We see first serve. Not one serve near. If you look at the tennis map that I have, which I haven't got completely into this, stay tuned for that. We'll get really deep dive into this tennis map. Not one serve here or here. Inside that little triangle that we would make. Maybe make a little rectangle here. Not one serve there yet. And he gets a tough, deep return. And again, I say, even despite the conditions, I mean, it's like you're playing, you're always playing a game of a gamble game. I mean, here he chose to just go kind of in the middle, not hit very well, not hit flat, and he's taking a gamble by doing that. Same thing if you go back here, you would say, well, if he tries to hit in this zone here, or in this zone here, or tries to hit a flat serve, he's gambling. Well, he's still gambling by hitting that serve. And he gets a really tough deep ball and makes an error. Same serve. All right, now it gets interesting. Same serve. It's not even that the serve is any better. It's like the guy just decided to not go not go as deep maybe, or in his mind take as much risk. So he's right in the middle of the court. And this time he takes the middle ball. It's such an easy one. He's definitely hitting a spot off that. Before I do this, I want to say he chose, let's see, did he choose to hit a backhand there? Which is interesting. Some people won't do this. I'm okay with that. I do it all the time. He hits his target. And then looks like the guy made a nice shot. But even here, I want to mention this as well. This is high advanced stuff right here. That you would think at this level, they'd be practicing this. I don't even practice this though, because it's just, I don't have time for it. But you see he makes that shot there. Watch the hands. Watch the hands and when he reacts. The ball, at this point, if he's watching the hands, he could probably guess or anticipate that ball's going down the line and just sneak a little bit. but he doesn't. He just does a little split step. And this is where the split step is really BS. Because it takes away from this, at this level, at this point, he has to increase his anticipatory skills at the net. And this is how you do it. You practice these games at the net, and you look for this stuff. You deliberately look for this. Right here. He's looking. Watch the hands and try to anticipate where he's going to go. Because you can clearly see, even here, he still has not made his move. And the ball is clearly going in that direction. Now, did it land in? Looks like there it was in, but not a big fan of like getting into the line calls. Easily could call that out. Easily could call that in or out. If you've never watched college tennis, it's really fun. It's really fun to watch, especially these invitational tournaments. The team tournaments or the team matches go really fast, but these invitationals, there's so much tennis. And they really get into it. So I'm not sure what the call was, if they gave it to him or not, but let's move on. Take a look at a couple more here. I mean, that's about as good as it gets right there. You could pick, you could do different things and whatnot, but I mean, there's the great serve. You can see it's not just, you can see the target. Here's the target zone, the rectangle that I'm gonna draw right here. Look where he hits the ball. A little bit of slice, nails it. And then I'm going to make more videos on this. It doesn't need to be a cone. There doesn't need to be a cone here. It's a line. It's a zone. Hit this zone right here. And that's what he does. He hits the zone. Gets the middle ball. And then he hits the corner. Probably didn't need to be the corner, but here's the thing. He's got to aim somewhere. Here's his zone. Right here's the zone. Doesn't need to be a cone. There's the zone. Could have been this zone. That's how he's going to train himself. Zone 1 and then zone 2. Now he goes conservative. Maybe because he's up 15 love. Body serve, gets a middle ball, goes for a drop shot. Not the greatest drop shot. Take a look at this backhand again. To me, I don't like the, it's really hard to criticize this, but from that position, I don't like this swooping topspin backhand there, a little over the shoulder, too much swing. I like a little bit of bunt, play mini tennis there. I mean, there's so much that can be said about that. Could have went here with a little drop shot return. All he has to do is put the ball there or there with a little bunt. And the guy didn't even move till, again, he's not watching. He's not watching the racket. He's not trained. They're not trained for that. So 15-all. We'll keep score on this one. There he goes, body serve again. Gets a middle ball, goes for the corner, hits it again. And now I say this, a lot of times, I don't know why they just don't keep doing this stuff over and over again. Hit the same serve again. He's not, if he makes that serve, this guy isn't doing anything. More likely than not. But that's still a good body serve. Gets what he wants, the middle ball. hits the corner, wins a point. I mean, that is just so tough to defend. Especially if there's like a downhill, the air's moving down that way. Another body serve. And this is where I don't really like the aggressiveness for this reason. The overly aggressive. Really, that's a really aggressive serve. Which is fine. Flat to the body. And then here. That ball doesn't need to be as aggressive. I don't actually want... If I'm not going to really overpower the other player, sometimes I don't want this guy off balance. Because then I'm going to get junk balls back at me. And you can see how that ball kind of really skids. And then he ends up getting this ball he has to slice. Now he's kind of back in it. And then possibly too aggressive there. Just hit the target. It's quite possible we could say that it's too aggressive too, because look where it lands. Or it could be the wind, you know, it's hard to say, but look how off it is. I mean, it's the bottom of the net. It's like if it was the tape, that's one thing, but it's the bottom of the net. So, looks like I ran out of footage there. So hope this helps. Hope you enjoy this kind of content. If you do, like the video, smash the like button, because the more likes I get on these videos, I will do more like this. I'll get more into the details. And if you have any videos of your own like this, if anyone's got some pro footage and you want me to analyze that, send me that, because we can't analyze pro footage unless it's live, unless you actually record it. So, thanks for watching. Have a great day.